Imagine a safe, scenic pathway connecting many of Amherst's most cherished locations. A trail where you can walk, bike, or enjoy a leisurely stroll with family and friends. This isn't just a dream, it's the Baboosic Greenway, a regional initiative now in the works. The Greenway would link 5 towns: Amherst, Bedford, Brookline, Merrimack, and Milford. It could eventually extend up to 50 miles from the Massachusetts border up to Bedford, with Amherst sitting in the center. Since the 1970s, volunteer groups in each town have been working independently to develop their own local pathways, but over time these individual efforts have started to converge, allowing for something bigger and better, a regional network that connects our communities. The Baboosic Greenway pieces these important projects together, creating a cohesive trail system that benefits us all. For the most part, the route follows 2 abandoned rail lines, and where the rail beds aren't accessible, it uses the space beside roads to form necessary connections. In Amherst, we have a proposed 21.73 miles of the Greenway. The path is divided into 13 segments based on geographical features, but let's focus on the main core, comprising 9 segments. This core largely traces the old Milford and Manchester branch rail line, with necessary deviations wherever needed. This path offers Amherst residents an invaluable asset, a town-wide network of trails that is safe and comfortable for people of all ages, whether walking, biking, or even horseback riding. It provides an alternative to driving, which is especially beneficial to senior citizens or even kids who are too young to drive. The proposed route conveniently connects several key locations in town: the Amherst Village, Amherst Middle School, Sauhegan High School, and the Bean Recreation Fields, Joshua's Park, the Buck Meadow Recreation Fields, the Post Office, and the Bragton Farm Sledding Hill, just to name a few locations. While not every neighborhood is directly on the route, the majority of our town is within a mile of it. There's potential for neighborhoods to establish their own connections to this network over time, if they want. We've already made significant progress. Out of the total route, 13 miles are already on town-owned land or have existing public access easements. This means significant progress has already been made. Some segments are fully completed and actively used by residents today, while others have secured the necessary access needed to move forward. The path along Amherst Street, for example, is fully operational. Permanent pedestrian counters installed along this route report 60 to 80 people use it daily. This is just one example that demonstrates that when these trails are built, they quickly become valuable assets that our community enjoys regularly. 64% of the proposed Amherst route would be a shared-use path built along existing rail beds or through forests, away from roadways, offering a serene and safe environment. The remaining 36% would run along roadways, necessary for connecting to different segments of the trail. Realistically, we can't build the entire route all at once. Projects of this scale are complex and unfold over many decades. Progress has to come in stages. The volunteers who work to organize this project are making every effort to save money. Building infrastructure just isn't cheap. However, there are effective strategies to reduce costs. The first is to align construction with road work. When the path runs alongside roads, integrating its construction with scheduled road maintenance can reduce costs by up to 60%. Another cost-saving method is infrastructure grant funding. State and federal grants can cover up to 80% of the project expenses. These grants are competitive and infrequent, so seizing upon these opportunities when they arise is crucial. In reality, building this kind of infrastructure isn't very pragmatic without finding ways to reduce costs. That's why it's essential to capitalize on opportunities when they present themselves. While it would seem logical to make an existing section and then expand it piece by piece until it becomes larger and more connected, that's just not always possible due to how funding works. For example, if a portion of the route runs alongside a road scheduled for reconstruction, it's crucial to build out that section when the opportunity arises, even if it doesn't immediately connect to the rest of the network. This piecemeal approach, while it might look strange from the outside, is often the only cost-effective way to build the Greenway, as road reconstruction on any given segment happens only every 20 to 35 years. Similarly, grant funding is a significant but challenging avenue. Preparing a grant application can take months or even years, requiring meticulous planning and effort from volunteers and town officials. It's crucial for the town to apply for projects that have the best chance of getting awarded, as grants are highly competitive. Once awarded, these grants often take years to implement and would also require a 20% local match in funding, meaning that the town would have to be ready to contribute financially. Grant committees take a risk by awarding funds to a town, trusting that the community will be able to fulfill the vision. Likewise, if a town like Amherst fails to raise the required 20% local match, it's unlikely grant funding committees would want to take another chance on us for a long time. Therefore, it's important to seize on these grant opportunities when they arise and be prepared to act swiftly. And these opportunities don't come around very often, so we need to make sure that we make the most of them when they do. There's a delicate balance to strike. While building sections that make the biggest immediate impact is desirable, practical considerations often dictate where we can proceed. By building out piece by piece, when it makes financial sense, we ensure steady progress toward the ultimate goal of completing the Greenway. After years, even decades, of planning and dedication from volunteers, we have significant opportunities right now to make substantial progress on the Baboosic Greenway. These rare grant funding opportunities are the culmination of extensive work and represent a chance for Amherst to further this initiative and enjoy all of its benefits, potentially adding 3.7 miles to the trail through grant funding. The first big opportunity is the Amherst Middle School and Sauhegan High School campus project. This initiative aims to construct approximately 1 mile of the Greenway to provide a safe route for our students traveling to and from school and athletic facilities. Currently, students must navigate one of our busiest town roads, Boston Post Road, often having no choice but to walk on the roadway when there's snow cover. The best news about this project is that the town has proactively raised $225,000 over 3 warrant articles, fulfilling the local match requirement for this project. That means that no further funding should be required for the town. The next step is to secure the remaining 80% through grant funding. The best upcoming opportunity for this comes in the form of the state's Transportation Alternatives Program. A successful grant application would fully fund this project to be built over about 3 years. The second big opportunity is a major grant award for segments North 2 and 3. In the center of Amherst, these segments of the route have been awarded 80% funding by the state. These segments cover 2.69 miles from the existing side path at Amherst Street and Boston Post Road all the way to Walnut Hill Road. Combined with the existing path, this would create a continuous 4.6-mile trail from Walnut Hill Road through the village to the Milford town line. Amherst residents showed strong support by voting overwhelmingly to accept the grant for one segment in March 2024. And we received funding for the second segment later this year. State funds of $2.1 million have now been awarded. For every $4 awarded by the state, Amherst would need to come up with $1, a 20% match, to access the final funds. Especially crucial today is that Amherst starts contributing to those matching funds. Volunteers and generous donors, including the Bean Foundation and the Amherst Community Foundation, have already committed $70,000 in donations so far to reduce that required local match. If you'd like to support this initiative, tax-deductible donations can be made to the Amherst Community Foundation's Baboosic Greenway project page. The Baboosic Greenway presents a transformative opportunity for Amherst, enhancing community connectivity, promoting healthy lifestyles, and improving the safety of our residents. Once built, this trail will be a lasting asset for our town, benefiting us and future generations. With significant grant funding within our reach and strong community support, now is the time to turn this vision into reality. If you'd like to show your support, consider talking about the benefits of this project with your neighbors. Community support, both generally and during town elections, are crucial to making this project happen. If you'd like to get involved personally, consider reaching out to the Amherst Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. Your involvement and support can make a lasting impact. Let's work together to build a more connected Amherst.